Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one,
I'm Erin, the believer.
and my right nipple itches. What does that mean?
Oh, really, truly, it does.
Yeah, does
I
it mean
want you to
something?
go to a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
For real? I just thought it was like I'm going to get company.
No.
What's it supposed to mean?
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not been like all day. It's just like right now in this moment.
Oh, okay. Okay. It just itches right now.
Yeah.
It's not. This is not a persisting problem.
No.
You just started this with, I've been thinking of this one thing to tell you all day.
Oh,
and now
yeah,
I can't
no.
remember. Okay.
Totally a separate thing.
Okay. Well, I listened to that podcast, Tony and Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And she complained about her nipple itching.
Oh.
And a bunch of people were like, well, that could be a sign of breast cancer.
Really?
And she was terrified until she got results back. And thankfully, she was negative for breast cancer. Is that
Wow.
what she would say? Negative?
Sure. Negative
Okay.
results, yeah.
But she was really worried about it. And then she kept saying, like, hey, guys, please quit freaking me out because
Yeah.
you're really freaking me out.
Wow.
But if it's just itchy right now,
Well,
I think you're fine.
I just tucked in and itched it, so we'll see. I mean, if it keeps happening, I'll definitely let you know. I'll definitely get
Okay.
it checked out. I mean, I think that's like a public service announcement. I'm kind of glad I said that.
Yeah, now that I'm saying it, I'm like, maybe it was like a weird patch or something.
You're like, maybe it was the left nipple. Like, it doesn't matter which is the right or the left.
Oh, I don't know. But anyways,
Either way, good to know. I mean,
just
it's
listen.
always,
If your nipples are weird, get them checked.
hey, how about this? Just always get your breasts checked. That's a good idea.
Just find anybody willing. Have them checked.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I mean, it's, Labor Day weekend. And if you're a mom, it means you're just laboring away no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. Although I'm down to one kid, which is great.
So what, did you just give the other two up for adoption? What's going on?
No, I didn't luck out that much. My oldest is off in St. Louis having the time of her life.
Oh, nice.
With her best friend and their family. It's really important if you come from a family with multiple siblings to befriend somebody who's an only child.
Oh, okay.
Because they, if I only had one kid, I wouldn't want to take one kid on vacation. They would
Right,
drive
you
me
want a
crazy.
buddy.
Bring a friend. Sophie is very good at finding those little friends.
Good job.
Yeah, so kind of last minute, she got invited to go to St. Louis over Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
And then the youngest got invited to spend the night at our other sister's house. So she's
Heck
there.
yeah.
So it's just poor Nora, who's bored to tears in their room.
I love it. That's great. Well, this morning started off very exciting when barely eyes open, brewing my coffee, and I hear Miles running frantically, screaming up to the back porch. I'm like, what is going on? And he has saved a baby bunny from Arlo and we have a new puppy. Yes, you heard that right.
New dog of the podcast.
A new dog podcast, a new dog for the podcast, but it's definitely a puppy. And I said I wanted a mature 4 or 5-year-old dog, but I have a 1-year-old Beagle Blue Heeler mix, which she is beautiful. She is adorable, and she's fitting right in. So I really can't complain. She's been little work. Her name is Luna. It's cute, but I feel like there's so many dogs out there named Luna.
Yeah, that's true. But Luna is one of my favorite Harry Potter characters. Does that make it any better?
Not at all. It makes me hate it more.
Oh, no. She's so quirky and weird. You would like her.
Okay. Anyway, I keep trying to get everybody to call her Lulu or Louie or Lou. It's
I
not
like
sticking.
Lou.
Lou, right?
Lou is really cute.
Isn't that cute for a dog?
Arlo and Lou.
Arlo and Lou. They're so cute.
Yeah, I like that.
I keep trying. No, and then for whatever reason, it seems to be Macy James's biggest passion that we call her by her actual name. She uses that word, the 3-year-old. Her actual name is Luna. I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm glad I'm not offending a 3-year-old. So anyway, Luna lives at our house now and she's adorable. But both dogs were after these little baby bunnies. And so Miles saves one of them. And then I can see Arlo actively still hunting for another one. So I'm like, oh gosh, there's got to be another one out there. So while Miles runs inside with one, I run out and get the other one. We only found 2. I'm hoping there were only 2.
Oh boy.
But we bring them inside and they were the cutest little things. I mean, they were so tiny and so cute. And so we're trying to save them. And then, of course, they're like, what do you do with these little baby bunnies? We can't put them back in the backyard because the 2 dogs are back there.
Yeah.
they will die. So we can't put them back in the nest. So we asked our neighbor next door who doesn't have any animals, and at least it's close enough that maybe Mama Bunny will smell them, and maybe, you just hope.
Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile, my bleeding heart husband is looking up rabbit baby formula. I'm like, well, listen, I know this is going to sound
like
savage
buying
of me.
gloves and snipping the end of it.
I'm serious. He really was. He was like looking it up. I'm like, James, when are we gonna have time to feed these little bunnies 24 hours a day? Like, we're gonna go back to work in a day,
Yeah.
So as savage as it was, I was like, we gotta let Mother Nature do its thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I said, hopefully Mother Nature will come through and that mother will find those babies. But if not, we will make sure we put them in a very safe little comfy home until something happens to
They
them.
starve
No,
to death.
I know it's
Oh my
awful.
gosh.
Aaron, stop. I feel horrible about it, but what else are we going to do?
Oh my gosh.
Nowhere's going to take a baby
I'm
bunny.
not laughing because I want baby bunnies to die. I'm laughing at your brutality.
I know. You finally, the tables have turned. I feel like it's you every time, and now here I am.
That's right.
But I will say, I mean, this doesn't make it any better. This is me just trying to justify it. But this neighborhood has like 1,000 bunny rabbits in it.
Oh my gosh. We're overrun by
we
bunnies.
are overrun by bunnies. And
Yeah.
so kind of like, well,
Yeah, you know why? Because they're doing it like
all of them,
bunnies.
like bunnies, like literally like
that
bunnies.
is an expression for
For
a reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I feel kind of like the bunny population. It's doing good. It's fine.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hopefully they're fine, but also
Right.
if they're not.
I didn't go back and check because I felt like, oh
No. I avoid that kind of bad news
mm-hmm.
really well. Like I've avoided looking in my chart because I'm
Oh.
like, there's probably a bill and I just don't want to see it. And if I don't look, I can always play dumb.
Okay. I feel like the bunny situation does not directly affect me, which means I'm just kind of cold hearted.
Yeah.
I feel like your might chart might affect
I
you
know.
a little bit.
I know. I finally got brave after seriously avoiding it for 3 weeks.
Oh my
I
gosh.
finally was like, fine, just look at it. Just look at it. And I looked and there wasn't anything there. I
Oh,
was like,
thank goodness. Good job.
goodness. So,
Maybe go back in a week though. Maybe.
oh no, I looked and it's fine. And I will not look again. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm not looking again. Absolutely not.
Oh, well, the reason why I bring this up on the podcast
Oh, okay.
is because if you all, I mean, we're going to go way back to like the beginning of this podcast. In fact, it's kind of our signature sign off. La, 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 la.
Oh,
Right? So the
Yeah.
monster in Chris's backyard.
yeah. Do we have an update?
Well, no, but that was where they first discovered.
Oh.
So those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think it's weird that we have that.
Right. So way a long time ago, when our kids were super little, they would go into our neighbor's backyard because whatever, they just roam this neighborhood and we're submarine parents.
Free range.
Yes, they're very free range. And they would go into his neighborhood and they came running and screaming out,
This is Penelope and Miles.
oh my gosh, of his yard that there was a monster. And this monster says, la, 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 which was hilarious to Aaron and I because we're like, that is the most musical, lovely sounding monster ever.
Right.
So I had forgotten, even though it's in it's in our podcast every week.
Yeah, we don't even hear that because
Yeah, it's just part of it now, right? So I had not thought about that monster. And as we're going to put these bunnies down, we're like, we found this perfect little spot. It's a nice, pretty little, I don't know. It just was like beautiful. So like, we'll just set them right there. They'll do really well. And then as we're walking off, Miles goes, I hope that monster doesn't get them. Now he's 7 years old now.
Oh man.
And this was like, what?
At least 2.5 years, probably
Yeah.
3 years ago.
I said, what monster? And he was like, la, 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 la. And it was so cute and like so
Oh.
reminiscent.
Reminiscent.
Well, that's a hard word to say when you've been drinking all day. Reminiscent of the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
So, yeah, that was it. I mean, that's the end of my story. Just kind of ended it. Nothing else happened.
Then
I
you
never
found
saw.
$20 as your. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I just thought it was so cute that
It
you
is
brought
really
that
cute.
up. But also, maybe those monsters got fed by some baby bunnies.
You
I
know
don't
what? Monsters got to eat too.
Hey, a monster's got to eat, right? Got to keep singing that song out there.
Well, I don't have anything baby bunny related, but I do have an update for you.
Oh, is this about your haunted house?
No, it's about my magnesium.
Oh, have you been sleeping amazingly? I was wondering about that.
Listen, I didn't really feel like I was super magnesium deficient, but Kevin sounded like every time I
Okay.
watched a video, I was thinking of Kevin. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, this sounds like it would help Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
But we both have been trying it. Kevin was incredibly skeptical
Okay.
and didn't do it for like a week. I'm like, will you please just try it? Like, you're really the one I bought
yeah, what
this
do you
for.
have to lose?
Right. So he finally started doing it, and he's like, I am sleeping way better.
Really?
Like, he used to, because he works nights, if y'all don't know, and he's supposed to wake up like around 4:30 in the afternoon, but he keeps waking up like around 1
Uh-huh.
until he started this magnesium, and now he's consistently waking up around 4:30 every night, every day,
Wow.
which is great. For me, it is causing very vivid, very weird dreams.
Oh, well, that's
The
par.
weirdest dreams I think I've ever had. I had a dream the other night. Now, listen, I have told my dream about being a pregnant Power Ranger. I'm
Well,
pretty
I was
sure.
gonna say, yes, you have. And you have these strangest
I do.
dreams and the ability to remember your dreams.
Yes, but I feel like as I've aged, that has gone away a little bit. Like every once in a while, I have a dream.
Yeah.
It might be a little weird, unless I'm like pregnant, in which case then I have really crazy dreams and I remember them. But this dream the other night was so real and so weird. So I worked at a perfume company,
Okay.
and my job, this perfume company created their signature scent
Okay.
out of fish teeth scum.
Well, I mean, what else would you
And
make perfume out of?
They had a huge aquarium tank, like a huge, like you would go to an aquarium
Okay.
and see a huge tank.
Uh-huh.
And my only job was to get completely in diving gear, go down, catch a fish with my bare hands, and brush their teeth. And I remember in the dream brushing this huge fish with like human teeth. Brush. I wasn't afraid of it. In
so
real
normal.
life, I would be so afraid of a huge fish
With teeth.
with teeth.
Oh my gosh.
But nope, I just brush. I came up, I put the toothbrush in a big bin, and then I went back down to try to find another one.
Wow, you sound like an expert.
I was so good at it. I did it all night. And then I was like, why in the world would that be a good smell? Why would anyone want that smell?
Right.
It was bizarre. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
magnesium, if you are having trouble falling and staying asleep, if you have any kind of depression or anxiety or any of those symptoms, maybe think about it. If you sleep pretty well and are pretty fine, mentally stable, maybe don't do it unless you want some weird dreams. I don't know.
I mean, maybe you're bored. You're like, let's
Yeah.
liven this up a little
Right?
bit with some fish scum.
Fish scum, fish like
Fish scum
what
perfume.
do you call that? What do you call the teeth?
Why
like
would your mind even go there,
I
Erin?
don't know.
Magnesium.
Plaque. Fish plaque.
Ugh.
So
Oh, that could also be a title. Fish plaque.
Ugh, it was so gross.
disgusting. And do fish really have plaque?
I don't know. They can't be brushing them.
No, they can't be. I bet they
Although
do.
those fish seemed very
What
used
if
to
this
it.
is it? What if this is like our big break?
Oh my gosh.
We, like,
TM, TM.
we
That's-
tapped
We're doing it.
TM to fish plaque perfume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never heard of anything I wanted more, really.
Well, you live and you learn, and then you get
A
loves.
little dabble do. That's all. Right behind
I
the
just
ears.
feel like you're putting the brush
Ugh.
behind your ear.
No, that's gross.
Gross. Disgusting. Anyways.
So, speaking of dreams and sleep,
Uh-huh.
James and I are becoming adults. And after, 5 years of sleeping on a box spring and mattress, we've decided it's time to upgrade to an actual bed.
Nice.
I know.
The way you said a box spring,
A
you made me
box
think
spring.
of Moira from Schitt's Creek.
Well, that's who I strive to be. A box spring. So anyway, we've decided that we are going to finally step into adulthood and at age 43 become an adult and buy an actual bed. So we went bed shopping, which was so comical. The first part of the morning was like really extreme because we took all 3 kids
Yeah.
to like an actual really nice furniture store. So we're we're like traipsing our kids through the store with their like dirty shoes and they're like jumping up on these beds. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my anxiety is through the roof. But at the same time, it's your all's fault for allowing them to do this. Like, You should have a sign that says like no kids on the bed, so that I can point to that sign and be like, oh, they don't. I'm sorry, you
Do
all.
you think that they kind of expected you to do
I'm
that?
sure they did, but I mean, help a mom out. Give me a sign that says
Sure.
no children allowed, so I can blame it on them.
Okay.
Because then they don't get the fit. They're like, oh, it's just a rule, But when it's my rule, then I get the fit.
You have at least 2 of them. You could tell them that sign right there says you're not allowed to.
You could do that. Yeah. Well, listen, we can't all be geniuses, Aaron. So anyway, we start trying out these beds. But then the other awkward part is like when you go bed shopping, they tell you to like lay down on the bed. So you're like there in front of everybody, and then like you're like turned like gazing at your husband's eyes, and everybody's watching like. Ooh, do you all like it?
Like what position do you normally take?
Yeah.
Test it out.
Well, of course, she was like, roll over and let me snuggle you. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in front. And like, there are three salespeople standing here watching us. And I'm like, are you not, does anybody else? I'm the only
He's
one
like,
that feels
how
awkward.
squeaky is it?
Exactly. Well, one place we went, he was hilarious, but he made a joke and he was like, I'm always waiting for somebody to try something while I walk into their room. And then, of course, I looked at you like, nah. That's not a challenge, James. Not going to happen. But anyway, so we're trying out all of these beds, and it is so comical to me also how James and I, our stereotypical roles are so reversed.
Okay.
Like, usually, or at least I think, a lot of times it's like the woman that you're really going to like bamboozle or like get one over on.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like when you watch shows, that's kind of how it is. No. Like he is always that you could sell that man air, like free high quality air in a bag. And he would be like, oh, wow. Like hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
So,
he's a bit gullible.
oh, he is totally. But, a lot of it's just his, again, bleeding heart. He doesn't want to like disappoint anybody. He feels like
yeah.
they're really doing a good job giving the sales pitch.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm over there like, oh my gosh, my eyes could not hurt worse from rolling them. So I'm so skeptical. It's just what I am. And this lady's over there. She's like, it's been scientifically proven that the body, the pressure points and the amount of sleep that you have, which I'm sure it has. Nobody is saying that is not a thing. We all know how important sleep is.
Yeah.
But here is what I kept saying. And it was like they weren't listening to me. I'm like, you could give me the nicest mattress. By the way, this mattress they were selling was $6,000.
Holy crap.
I'm let you know right now, we're not that grown up, nor will we ever be that adult. It just won't happen for us. We're
Sure.
not those people.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, like, of course, James, like, oh my God, like he's melting like butter. I'm like, it's nice. I don't need it to do all these things. Like,
Right.
I don't need it to, all of a sudden it inclines while he's snoring. I'm like, I've lived with the man I can tune him out. I've had to tune him out for 5 years. That's not going away.
Yeah.
I can still have that ability and not pay $6,000.
Wait a minute. Was it saying that like
They can make your husband stop snoring.
okay, but are they saying that the bed somehow
Yep.
is aware that he's
Yep.
snoring and lifts itself up?
And it will adjust to make him stop snoring.
You know what that means?
What?
Something or somebody is listening to you sleep.
Yes,
I
right.
do not like that.
I don't like that
No,
either.
thank you, because other things do happen in that bed.
Oh, that's true. And maybe they could help that out too. They're like, oh,
A little to the left.
This bed will adjust a little bit inclined there.
She's faking it. I can tell. Do better.
Let me just raise this into the bed. That might help.
There you go. This really helps that angle. Wow. Well, now I'm rethinking everything. Go back.
$6,000 isn't that bad, actually. It might kind of be like a deal. I go back and think that over.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I just kept trying to bring home the point that I'm like, it doesn't matter what mattress you have me in. I will not sleep. I like kept pointing over to the little one. I'm like, I still have her. Like every night she wakes me up with night tantrums. Like every night it's not wanting to share. It's, she dreams about being a toddler.
Yeah.
And she wakes me up at least 4 times a night. I'm like, it doesn't matter. So then I'm just going to be really pissed.
Yeah.
That I have this like super nice, amazing bed that my husband no longer snores in, that I'm having amazing sex in. And then I can't even sleep. And not really, they didn't promise that, but remember
Yeah. No.
Okay.
They're with us. They're with us.
You didn't laugh, and I thought, oh, wait, she's going to think that they also said that, but we made that joke.
No. I got it. I laughed in my head. Did I forget to laugh out loud?
You forgot.
I'm sorry.
It's
Well,
fine.
you really didn't give me a lot of time. You like said it and then flew by.
Talking so fast. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so the point being, we did not buy that $6,000 mattress. I mean, you bougie people out there that have that money to just
Ugh.
dole out for a mattress, I mean, that's amazing. It
Lucky
did. It
duck.
did seem like it did a lot of things,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Sure.
no. We just got your typical average adult
Normal sex
boring
mattress.
normal sex boring. I mean, that's pretty much what you are anyway, right? Not you. I mean, just
You know nothing about my
royal
sex
you.
life. Let me tell you that.
I meant you as an adult, right? You got to like embrace being a boring adult.
Yeah. I mean, don't embrace boring sex. That's boring.
Oh, girl, I try. Listen, I'm like, let's go, let's be adventurous, whatever. No. I mean, okay, you can probably edit this part out.
No, I'm not gonna.
Totally like, oh my gosh, Aaron got walked in on.
Oh, no.
The door was locked.
Oh, my gosh.
The door was locked. Like, we took the effort to shut the door, lock the door. Now, granted, it was during
I
the
really
day.
hope you always take the effort to at least shut the door.
Oh, yes. But I mean, like, did you lock it? Like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it's shut. But did you lock it? Yes, we locked it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
like, that extra, like, we both checked, locked it. So, things are happening.
I'll cut that part.
Okay, cut that part. And we hear the door. And I had just said, now, granted, it was during the day.
You had just what?
I had just
You
said,
went like this. I don't need to play by play.
no, I had just said right before we started, I was like, this is ridiculous. I said, we have a house full of kids.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can get in the mood because I can't. Like,
Oh,
it's-
that was Kevin and I's favorite time when our kids were little.
Oh, not during the day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. It gives me the highest anxiety. And I'm like, they're going to knock at the door any second. No, thank you. I do not want this. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that. The start, stop. I'm like, just get it done. I mean, just let me enjoy it. That's what I meant.
Right.
Anyway, so but I said, are you for real? And it's like, yeah, for real. Door's locked. Let's go. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I said, well, any minute that somebody's going to knock on that door, literally 10 seconds into us doing things, that door jiggles. And I was like, and I looked, I was like, mm-hmm. And so he's like, what do you need? And you hear like Miles laughing. And he's like, nothing. Goes away. We resume. Door comes flying open because he knows how to unlock with a butter knife and thought it would be hilarious that we wanted the door locked, but he could show us that he knows how to unlock that door.
What a pervert.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm raising little perverts.
What?
Oh,
How
my
did-
gosh. Oh, it
How
was
did
like,
he react?
it was full. I don't know. I was not in the right position to even see. The door, thank God,
Okay.
because but there was a lot of fast moving of covering things up.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Then, sorry. I remember hearing sorry.
From Miles.
From Miles.
Oh no, he definitely knew.
yes.
You shouldn't be seeing that.
Yes, and then me yelling, like I can't even see him, but I'm like yelling,
Your
and I'm
mouth
like,
was full.
no.
I'm kidding. I'll take that out. I'll take that out. I'll take it out.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My face is bright red. Anyway, I yell to him. I'm like yelling at him. I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you cannot, a door that is locked, that is I mean, I was just like reading him the riot act, and it was just all ridiculous and horrible. And,
Oh no.
and then, of course, like, I'm like, you don't ever open up a door. You knock if the door is closed. If it is locked, you have the audacity. I'm like using big words for the 7-year-old kid to open up that door. That is just wrong, blah, 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 blah. I get done with my tirade. And then James looks at me and is like, well, I think he learned his lesson. And I was like, yeah, he better have. And then I thought, oh no, I know what you're getting at. Like, let's start up again because he won't do that again. I'm like, nobody. The mood is done. I don't understand men. I don't understand how that could just happen. And you're like, let's just brush it on and keep on. No. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Did you think you were going to talk about that tonight?
No,
How did we get there?
I have no idea. I really don't. I feel like last thing I remember talking about was fish plaque.
All right. Well, you ready for some stories?
I am ready. Here we go. So tonight's story from me is anonymous.
Okay.
I live in the UK in a cottage built in 1936. In October of 1994, I was washing dishes in my kitchen when suddenly someone whispered in my ear. It was
Ooh.
close to my ear, but I couldn't decipher what it was saying. I was
Ooh.
startled. I spun around and said to my husband, who was standing approximately 5 feet away from me, "How did you do that?" "Do what?" he said. "Whisper in my ear." It wasn't him. It couldn't have been him. He looked at me concerned, but fortunately, because of my reaction, he believed me.
Oh.
This was the beginning of months of unexplained happenings.
Oh my gosh.
My dog's biscuits would be thrown across the kitchen and hit the cupboard doors.
Oh.
Voices and conversations in my living room. Taps turning on. Touches on my bum. Ooh.
Oh, a frisky ghost.
Did you like it? Did you not like it? Things always happened when I was in my kitchen at the sink. It got so bad that if my husband went out, I would stay in the living room and not venture into the kitchen.
Oh man.
I know that's awful. I mean,
Or you got a good excuse.
Yep, exactly.
You're like,
Or,
well, last time I did it, my butt got touched
so
against my will. So
do
I
you
will.
want me to do the dishes?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Eventually, we got used to these strange happenings and decided to call our spirit Jack. I spoke to him when I felt a presence. Over time, I didn't feel scared. On the 7th of February, 1995, my mother literally dropped dead in the street.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We buried her on Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Oh, that's horrible.
On the 14th of March, 1995, 1 month after my mother's funeral, my mother-in-law also died suddenly.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
I know. From that day, Jack's activities ceased. That was until 2000, when my father and father-in-law both died within 6 months of each other.
Oh my gosh, what are the odds of that?
I don't know. Creepy.
Like, I don't know how that could be explained paranormally,
Yeah.
but it's so coincidental. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. Each time, it was as if Jack was trying to communicate to me prior to their passing. Jack wasn't as active prior to our father's death, but he certainly made his presence known. Ornaments fell off shelves, and I heard footsteps on the stairs. I still sense his presence from time to time, although nothing physical happens. When I do, I just say, "Hello, Jack." I feel he's just checking up on me and watching over me. The end.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Man,
Ooh.
I wouldn't ever want him to come around because I'm like, what are you going to do next?
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to know when a loved one passes away? Like,
Wow.
if you could know, would you want to know?
That's really hard.
I don't think I would.
I don't think. Oh gosh, I don't know, because you'd want the time to say goodbye, but you wouldn't want
Yeah.
every time you talk to him to be like, "This is our second to last time we're talking."
Yeah, the reason I would not want to know is because I feel like the minute you found out when they were going to die, from that moment forward, every moment wouldn't be natural.
Yeah.
It would be forced, or it would be like you felt like you had to get every second to count.
Yeah.
And then therefore it wasn't a real moment. It just kind of was a forced moment.
Right. I told you about that book I read, right? Where there was I don't know, a psychic or somebody in this town, and these 4 kids found out about her, and they were young, and they were like, "Let's go." They were all siblings.
Uh-huh.
Like, "Let's go see her." And she told them all their death date. And then the whole book is leading up to each one of their death dates.
Yeah, this sounds so
Like,
familiar.
whether or not they believed it or not. Some were like, "That's not going to happen." And sometimes, not to spoil anything, I won't tell you who, but because they knew that date, it's like a self-fulfilled prophecy. Like, because of it
It
kind of led
happened.
to it. If
Yeah.
they hadn't known, they wouldn't have taken those steps that ended up leading to their death. But
Oh, weird.
it was very interesting. And then we read that for a book club, and it was a great discussion
Yeah.
of like, would you want to know
Would
this?
you want to know? I would not want to know.
I definitely wouldn't want to know about myself. I've been lucky enough, knock on wood, to this point, not have anything that's like super life-threatening
Right.
disease-wise in my
Right.
life. But if I had that, it might give me a different perspective.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I want
true.
to know if this is going, if I'm going to outlive this diagnosis, or like how much time I have.
Yeah.
But right now, as somebody who is relatively healthy, and my life expectancy is
Normal.
unknown, but probably a long time from now, let's hope.
Right.
Oh my gosh, what if I die suddenly? And then
Aaron.
this is what they play, because they're like,
Oh my
she was talking about she was going to live for
I
so
think
long.
morbid shit like that all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Anyways.
if that like morbid or is it narcissistic? I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to call you that. I just mean I do it all the time as well. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, well, Megan, quit thinking about your own like, weird stuff.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. Then I might change my mind. But as of right now, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know either. Oh my gosh, God, you don't know what bedtime is.
Am I boring you?
No, you're not. Just sit out of nowhere. Yeah, end of that conversation.
Well, that is horrible, though. I mean, part of me thinks, like, back to this anonymous story, part of me is like, A, that's awful that to have two deaths so close to each other.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's any comfort for having somebody else go through the same loss at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are, like, that's your closest person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that's awful.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know if that's what's better or what's worse. But as far as like the paranormal part, and like I feel like they didn't come right out and say this, but I feel like they were kind of making a direct link with Jack, and that's in quotation marks, but like that spiritual activity leading up to these deaths.
Yeah.
Not that they were necessarily causing the deaths,
Right,
but they
but
were
like
like warning them.
Yeah, like Mothman.
Yeah, and to me, I feel like
You just said, yeah, like you
I
knew
did.
that.
I did, but I don't think I knew that.
It's okay. Just
The
keep going.
butterfly effect, right?
No, Mothman, like, always appears before something tragic happens.
Right, like they made that movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Based
that.
off true stories.
Based off of the Mothman.
Chapstick.
I'm
The main thing I remember from that movie.
gonna have to go back and watch it.
What's in my pocket? Chapstick.
Chopstick?
That happens. I swear it
Was
does.
Sean Connery in it?
No, but we always talk about me and Rachel Vickers. Do you remember her? We used to
Yeah.
talk about how it sounded like Sean Connery was the Mothman.
Well, your
Chapstick.
impression once again, if you were impersonating some guy who was impersonating Sean Connery, spot on.
Yeah, that's if I ever do an impersonation of Sean Connery, it will be that word,
Uh-huh,
and that's
yeah.
it.
Killed
Unless
it.
it's you wouldn't know that, Trebek, if you didn't have those damn cards. Remember when Saturday Night Live?
Am I alone? Am I alone? Tell me out there. Could you not just listen to her do impersonations
Oh,
all the
gosh.
time? They're the best. They really are. Okay. Anyway, moving on from how incredible you are.
Fine, if we must.
No, it just makes me wonder if it's not along the same line of, I was trying to explain the other day to Miles when big things happen, like really sad things happen. It's confusing, it's overwhelming. You don't really understand why it's happening. So a lot of times human nature is to latch on to something that would make more sense.
Yeah.
So even if that's like, and this was back when we were talking about our Popelik monster conversation. Like I was trying to explain, it's a legend because, when really sad things happen, like an entire train derailed.
Yeah.
And that's horrible to imagine that many people dying for a seemingly unknown reason.
Yeah.
So it's easier for our human brains to go, it must be a curse or it must be some reason that this happened.
Yeah.
So
And then
I
that
wonder.
takes away that fear of it happening to you.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's just, it's so random. It could happen to anybody. So it has to be something that, not that they did, but like some reason that it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does take that fear, the sting off of that fear a little bit. So I was kind of trying to explain that to him. We got real deep kind of into religion. Like, that's also kind of how religion works. But anyway, who knows how he'll turn out. It'll be really interesting. But then that makes me think like about this little story. Like, is it something to do with looking for an explanation? So I wonder if they didn't notice those activities or those extra things happening until after they found out, and they were like, oh, I think Jack, and that's me in quotation marks, was trying to tell me something. But maybe it was like, something to do with the electrical outlets in the house that happened to be happening that week.
I've never had a light touch my butt before. Well, that I could feel.
That could be explained by, her husband, like trying to be a little frisky and like, oh, I'm way over here, I promise.
I don't know. That whisper in your ear, that is like something you can feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he's 5 feet away, I'm not feeling that whisper in my ear.
Yeah, sometimes I think though that can also be almost like a waking dream. Like your mind is kind of on autopilot, and then you're sitting there thinking, doing the dishes, something mundane that you've been doing this all the time, and then you hear a whisper, you hear something, and it kind of jars you back really quickly into reality, and it feels like it was right here. It's like your mind was so far away.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that whisper effect in my drying rack room, and it was really creepy.
Yeah, was it the mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've told that story on here.
Yeah.
It was really creepy. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was a ghost. I don't, like Anonymous said, I don't think that Jack was causing it. Although from that point on, you're like afraid of Jack. Every time Jack showed up, I'd be like, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, and I wonder why, because it sounds like Jack was active for a long time up until these deaths happened.
Yeah.
So what made you think the difference between all of that other activity, or just like random people were dying and they didn't know about him?
Or it's almost like the death appeased him for a little while. And then he...
Ooh,
that's
maybe he's evil.
very
But
sinister.
also, why the sink? Like maybe he had to be a dishwasher his whole life?
No, because something to do with water. Water holds energy.
Mm-hmm.
It does. A
Okay.
lot of ghostly activity near water.
Mm-hmm. Who's got that proof?
I heard it on a podcast and it sounded really good.
I had this sneaking suspicion it
Now
was going to be.
people are hearing it on a podcast here.
Right. Here,
And
let me
it's
just go ahead and say
fact.
this. No, it's not. No, it's not. As the skeptical one, I feel like I have the duty to say, just because you heard it on this podcast, and actually, especially because you hear it on this podcast,
Whatever.
it ain't true.
Whatever. All right, it's my turn.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going back to Megan's email.
Oh, I love a good Megan.
This is Megan. We read her story 2 weeks in a row.
Yes. Welcome back, Megan. Come on in.
Megan wrote the most incredibly long email I've ever seen in my
Also
whole
from
life.
UK.
Yeah, I know. It's very, we're
Nice. We're very British.
British tonight.
But she's from Cockney.
Right. That's
Right.
not a place.
Cockney is not a place.
No, it's just the name of that accent.
She's very Cockney in her accent.
Okay. I'm sure that
Megan,
sounds great.
I'm so sorry. Also anonymous, I am so sorry. Please stay around. I truly do apologize.
Oh, I love it. Okay. While you love how good my impressions are, I love how bad your accents are.
Oh, they're so bad. So that's great. I'm glad you appreciate how bad they are.
Okay, so last we talked to Megan.
Okay.
They were hearing the music box play.
Mm-hmm. I
and
remember.
She had some of her friends over, and these friends come up in these next two stories.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is called Releasing a Demon.
Ooh, how do you do that?
Well, I'll tell you right here. Not my story, but with permission to share. These are the same three friends from the previous story. Unfortunately, I wasn't personally witness to this because my parents wouldn't let me stay over at a boy's house when I was 15.
Ha, good for them.
And then in parentheses, she writes, it's barely allowed now, and I own my own house with my boyfriend.
I love it.
Isn't that the truth? I remember being afraid to kind of tell mom and dad that I was having a baby because I'm like, they're going to know for sure I'm having sex.
Well,
and
yeah.
I was fully married for over a year.
Yeah, which is hilarious. Already being married, but also being knocked up at age 36 and being terrified to tell your parents. Like, the cat's out of the bag. I'm pretty sure they've known.
Right.
I ain't no virgin by the time I was 36.
I know. If you grew up super Christian, I tell you what, the shame of sex is real.
But I will also tell you what, is that being a parent, like, you have to fight that battle of being too conservative or
constantly.
Because I'm like, oh my gosh, things are happening.
Yeah.
Like just now, I was like, good for them. That's right. Because I'm like, is that what we do? We don't let them go over to, I know. I don't know. The rules are also out there.
We have to be too cool. Like Sophie, my oldest, will walk around in something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't wear that out in
That's
public.
a lot. Yeah, I see a lot of your body.
Yeah, like I see the bottom of your butt sometimes.
Yeah, like you could put a pencil under there. I'm picturing a little butt. Now I've seen it. It's a cute little butt. It's a cute little butt. But do I need to know what it looks like?
No, you don't. And a lot of people do now.
But then again, you can't like.
We're supposed to be really cool with it, and I don't know where to
Where
stand.
is the line? Tell us what the line is.
You still have to be age appropriate.
Yes, you still have to be age appropriate. That is a good way to put that.
But when is?
But what is age appropriate? What's age appropriate?
And literally, I'm asking you all. Please tell me, people.
Psychologists, if you're out there listening, please let us know.
Trying to be super
woke.
I'm trying to be a very feminist mother.
Yes.
And it's hard.
It's so hard.
Ooh, okay. Anyways, back to the story.
Okay.
My friends Matt, Clara, and Daphne were staying at Matt's house. It was winter, and the log fire was crackling away.
It sounds like Scooby-Doo. I mean, you got Daphne.
Well, just because you got Daphne, the other two are.
Yeah, but then there's a crackling fire. I feel like, can't you see the painted scene? Okay.
Oh, the painted scene?
Like the animated scene.
Oh. I've never seen a fancy painting of
No.
Scooby-Doo.
Sorry, the correct word is animated. I hate animated shit, but go ahead.
They decided to crack out the Ouija board with Matt's mom and stepdad.
Mm-hmm. Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, sure, totally. Everything was going normally, and they believed they had made contact with a family member of Matt's stepdad. Unfortunately, Matt's mom and stepdad had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol and weren't... Okay, let's look.
Okay, that's us. Now we go back to us.
Right. I'm feeling a little attacked. No, I'm kidding. There's a word here that I had to look up,
Okay.
and I'm not sure if I found the right
Oh, okay.
meaning of it.
I love this.
It is in, what do you call quotations when there's only one? Like instead of the 2 dashes, it's 1.
Okay.
Singular quotation.
Yeah, I can picture it. Gosh, I should know this. I know this.
Well, in that, the word is,
What is that? Wait, you can't just skim over that. We got to know what that is.
I've no idea.
Like an apostrophe, but it's like,
but it's on both sides.
yeah, and you use that when it's like a thought, not someone saying it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I know when you use it. I don't know what it's called. That's so weird.
Okay, well, they weren't compassmentis.
What? You're making that up. Spell
That's
it.
what it says. COMPASMENTIS. When I looked it up, it broke it up into 2 words, and that version said of clear mind. So that fits here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they weren't. So say the word again.
Compassmentis.
Compassmentists.
Okay.
Let me see it. Oh my gosh, I'm blind. Oh, this is word of the day. Compassmentis. Sounds like praying mantis.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
By that time. Compassmentis by this time. So if what I looked up was correct, they weren't in clear mind by this time.
Trashed. I got it.
So they didn't say goodbye properly, whilst Matt, Clara, and Daphne were still chatting with the spirits.
Oh, I forgot we're doing a Ouija board.
Right.
Okay.
Back in the Ouija board,
so
get
Ouija
out of the
board.
dictionary.
So, but you got 2 drunk parents that are trying to also do the Ouija board?
Yeah, they're all doing it.
They're all doing the Ouija board.
They're
This
all
is like getting weird.
working on the Ouija board. 2 of them are shit-faced.
And so then they're like, or compatibilists.
Not compassmentis.
They're not that. And so then they like peace out, but they don't say goodbye
say
the way
goodbye.
that you believers think that everybody needs to say goodbye in a Ouija board setting.
Yes. If you start a session, everybody needs to be there when you say goodbye.
Sure. Okay. I mean, the
it's
rules
just
are
good
rules.
practice.
Rules are
It's
rules.
just good practice.
Okay.
When they had enough and were trying to wrap up, whoever or whatever they had made contact with was making it difficult, meaning the board didn't get closed properly. Seconds after they said goodbye, the fire glowed bright green, almost like flu powder in Harry Potter.
Oh, you love Megan.
I do.
Giggling. It's your smitten kitten. But that's a science. There's something scientific about that.
Yeah,
A green fire?
Paranormal. You're right.
No.
Okay.
There's a reason why it does that. It's like too much of one gas.
Too much plasma. No, what do they call that?
Fish plaque.
What is that stuff that like drips off the walls and like?
Oh, yes. What is that? I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, Clara is 99% sure they released a demon that night.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told that weird stuff continued to happen that evening, but I'm fuzzy on the details of those parts, so I won't share them. For additional context / a little tidbit, Clara once drew the picture of a lady whom she had seen in her house. She showed it to her dad, and he was shocked. My friend, without knowing it, had drawn a picture of Myra Hindley, an infamous child killer.
Ooh, I want to know more about her.
Oh, gosh.
Why?
In our area from the 50s and 60s. My friend and I are both now true crime girlies, but at the time did not know about or had never seen this woman. She died in prison in 2002. We were 4 at the time.
Wow.
The horrible story started gaining more traction and news stories once again when her literal partner in crime was on his deathbed, and news outlets thought he was going to confess to the site of the burial of the only victim never recovered,
Oh, wow.
12-year-old Keith Bennett.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's awful. But she just saw her walking through her house and then drew her
Ew.
apparently so well that her dad could recognize her.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean, you were watching the news.
It was not in the news at the time.
I mean, it was in the newspaper.
They just she just verified that it was
I
not coming
heard
up.
all that that you know of.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Homemade Ouija is the last one I'm going to read tonight.
Okay.
The summer of year 11, and then in parentheses, 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess between 10 and 11
Okay.
is the final year of high school in England.
Mm-hmm.
This may have changed, but when I was in school, once we had completed the final exam for each subject, around 12 subjects, depending on the options chosen, we no longer had to go to those classes. This meant lots of early finishes as we
Nice.
got towards the end of June.
I mean, typically an early finish is not a good thing, but this sounds like it is a great thing.
Yes, in some situations, we don't like when they finish early. The school year is September through July. One day after school, my friends Clara, Daphne, Millie, Natasha, and I went to Natasha's house.
It's another Scooby-Doo trip.
There's no Matt. Oh, or what's the guy's name in that show?
I don't know anybody but Daphne, but whenever Daphne's in there,
Thelma.
you better believe David.
David. There's not a David.
The blonde guy's named David.
No,
What's his name? It's David.
it's not David. I bet you $15 it's not
It's
David.
it's David,
No.
Daphne. What's the one with glasses? Is that
Thelma.
Thelma.
Thelma, Scooby,
Shaggy. And David.
It's not David.
It's David.
It's not David.
You only think it's not David because you're thinking, ew, David.
No,
It's David.
I'm stopping this podcast so I can look it up.
well, wait, what are we betting?
$15.
Oh my gosh,
No, I'm kidding.
that's it? That's so boring.
Kidding.
I was gonna say something like, I have to admit, you have to. I don't know. It's David. I don't even care.
Make it good. I have to do what?
You already looked
I
it up.
haven't looked it up yet. I haven't looked at the
You
results yet. I
liar.
promise you, I haven't. I typed characters, Scooby Doo characters, and then I
You see where I'm
turned it.
going with this? Like something fun for the podcast.
Okay.
Like
Okay. If I am wrong and there's a David,
mm-hmm.
I have to do a Ouija board.
Yes.
And if you are wrong, you have to find a place for us to go this spooky season on a ghost tour.
Oh, I would love that. Let's just do that anyway. But okay, I hope I'm wrong now.
Okay. You will be. Don't worry. Fred.
I said Fred, didn't I say Fred?
No, you said David.
He kind of looks like a David though, doesn't he? The blonde.
No way.
Okay, fine, Fred. He definitely does not look like a Fred.
He's a Fred.
Whatever, that's stupid. Okay, well we're gonna go on a ghost tour then.
Okay, sweet. Yay, I can't wait.
Nice.
Okay, one day after school, my friends Daphne, Clara, Millie, Natasha, and I went to Natasha's
Fred.
house. We watched Kill Bill and ordered pizza.
Oh, I love it.
We ordered an additional pizza to turn into a broken heart, and to turn it.
Why?
Oh no!
Why?
This is so cute. This is the most
Okay.
teenage
Oh,
thing
I
I've
love
ever
it.
heard in my life.
I love it.
We ordered an additional pizza to turn into a broken heart, and we walked the 1.5 miles to Clara's then boyfriend's house to deliver it to him as a breakup message. I mean, at least you get pizza.
That is the sweetest thing. That's how a woman would break up with somebody.
Along with a 4-page letter written
Oh.
on Evanescence postcards by Natasha.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh my gosh. Everyone but me was barefoot, dressed in socks and school uniform, white button-up shirts, red, black, and white ties, black V-neck jumpers, and black trousers/skirts.
So cute.
Why would they walk so far barefoot but in socks? It was
I-
over a mile.
I don't know. People in UK do weird
And y'all
things.
make fun of Kentucky.
I know. Take your socks off at least. I gotta get wet socks. Well, that's gross.
They are, because listen to this.
Ugh.
It was raining. We got back to Natasha's damp.
Hold the phone. It's raining and they're out there walking around in socks?
Maybe it started raining on the way back.
Who are these UK people?
U of K. That's your Kentucky showing.
Who are these UK people?
We got back to Natasha's damp and pumped, as it felt like we had the whole summer stretched out ahead of us. And we were free, growing up and going to college for our levels in autumn. And then in parentheses, college, sixth form is equivalent to junior and senior year of high school.
Wow.
To celebrate, we decided to make our own Ouija board, handwritten on a piece of paper, the planchette, the pen we wrote with, to be used individually. So an individual Ouija board? Oh my gosh, you'd have too much fun with that. We all took it in turns to have a go at contacting the other side. For recollection, nothing monumental during my father's turn. Nope. During my friend's turn
I was
happened.
like, dang, they love to do Ouija boards with their parents. So bizarre to me.
When it came to my turn, everything started normally. Around this time, I had just found out my dad had an older brother who died age 2 or 3
Wow.
when he was a baby. At the time, I believed I made contact with my uncle. However, after a few minutes and 1 or 2 questions had been answered, my hand, the pen, was moved to no, and the pen dropped.
Ooh.
I thought this was weird and that my hand was just sweaty or slippery, so I restarted, asked another question, and again, no. This time, the pen was pushed even more forcefully. This happened exactly the same way a couple more times. Reposition the pen, ask a question, pen and hand moved to no. After about the 5th time of this happening, Natasha and Clara said I should probably wrap up, so I said goodbye and closed the door. The way this was happening, it felt as if there was a hand on top of mine to move the pen, and as if the pen was pushed out of my fingers. So that's pretty interesting. I've never heard of doing a Ouija board all by yourself.
Just by yourself, because then you
Yeah.
wouldn't really have anybody to blame.
Right. You're the only person. So if you're doing it yourself and you're like really actively trying to do it right,
Yeah.
you can kind of trust it more yourself.
Yeah. But you could also very easily lie.
You could easily lie, but when you're doing it yourself, it would be.
Megan, I'm not calling you a liar. Like, calm down. It's fine. No, I'm teasing Megan. I am not saying that you are a liar, but I'm also saying that, placebo effect, our own brains, we have quite the ability to trick our own selves.
Okay, but my argument to that is that they wanted it to be this person. So if it was her own brain, wouldn't she be like, yes, that's who I am?
I think the
keep going to
word
yes.
trick was in there. Your brain can trick you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, if you are doing it yourself, you would be working in your favor.
Maybe.
Well,
I just think that a Ouija board is so easily manipulated. Like, it's not.
and we'll never know because I don't have to do it now because you said David.
That's baloney. That is baloney. We'll have to bet again. Anyway, I think bottom line, it all boils down to it was Mr. Smith, and then the mask comes off, and that's who it is.
I got away with it too if it weren't for you darn kids.
You darn kids and that, what do they say, that something dog? That pesky dog?
I think they just stop at kids.
Oh, maybe. My Mr.
I feel like
Smith.
maybe
If
you
I
should
were
watch
Mr.
the
Smith-
show more
Yeah.
before you at least talk about it.
Used to be my favorite.
You don't have to watch it anymore, but then you have to stop referencing it because
Okay.
you're not very good at that part.
Okay. Well, I'm not very good at anything, so I'd have to stop watching everything. If that were the
Aw.
case. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. Great story though. Either way, that's super creepy, and
The
still could
cutest
be
way
you.
to ever break up with somebody.
Oh my gosh, so cute. And also, how long ago was this? Because your mind.
2002.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Golly, it's a long time ago, but I was like in college.
I know. I
So
was
weird.
in college when Kill Bill came out,
Yep.
and I had my worst makeout session of my whole life during it.
Oh, to Kill Bill.
Yeah, like halfway through the movie, this guy started making out with me, and I was real excited.
Because of the movie? I'd be like,
No.
dude, not during this movie. This
No,
movie's
I
so
was
good.
like, okay, I thought we were skirting around this for a little while.
Okay.
Then we started kissing. It was the worst kiss of my life.
Oh, no.
If you're listening,
It
I'm
was like
so
that
sorry.
pencil thing. Like, where they...
No, it was like he never closed his mouth.
What?
Just kept his mouth open and kept coming at me.
Ew.
And I kept backing up until my head hit the dorm
Ew.
wall.
What?
And then I finally said, okay. Like
He'd
after
never
like,
closed his mouth. Just like a gaping mouth.
yeah, it's like, you kiss and you close and you kiss and you close.
Yeah.
There's no closing.
Ew.
It was horrible.
Ew.
And so finally I said, I was like, okay, let's watch the rest of this movie. He was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I mean, it's really good. I haven't seen it. Let's just watch this and then see what happens.
Yeah, she's such a badass.
Oh, it's horrible.
Wow.
Seriously, the worst kiss of my life. And surely he doesn't listen.
But
And
if
if
he
you
does,
do-
somebody needs to tell him.
I know, I do feel bad because he later asked me once if he was a good kisser, and I
Oh,
lied.
no. You shouldn't lie about that.
I know I shouldn't. I feel bad every time. I don't think
You
we're
shouldn't lie
Facebook
about
friends
that.
anymore, but
But how do you say that?
because it was so
It
bad.
just, dude, what, you're not a... Well, even a fish closes their mouth. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
think what...
I should know.
what yeah.
Professional fish teeth cleaner.
The fish plaque teeth cleaner of the
Oh,
world.
man.
The only one, really, some would say.
Some would say.
The best in the profession. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. But I can't think of anything that just has their mouth gaping open the whole time.
No, it was horrible.
Ew.
It was horrible.
I can't, and it's like gross. The worst one I ever had. It was like a, like I don't even. I really wish I could just ask this person to stick their tongue out so I could see what their tongue looked like.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like it was a number 2 pencil,
Ugh, gross.
just poking in my mouth
Ugh, that's
over and
horrible.
over again. It was like, what is happening? What is this?
Yeah, no.
Chaos. I
That's
can't
like a
handle this.
lizard kissing
Ooh,
you.
It was horrible, but like not. But even a lizard like got a little finesse in there. This is just
I'm way
like-
too excited
this
about a
is
lizard
like
makeout session.
poking.
Ugh.
Like, what's wrong with your like hard tongue? And it shouldn't be that skinny. What's happening? Oh, maybe
man.
that was like a alien thing that happened to me. But I can picture him. In fact, I know his name.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not gonna
know.
send him
I
the
know this
podcast.
person's name. I won't say his name.
Yeah,
but
ugh.
man, was it bad?
Mm-mm-mm.
Yikes. Anyways,
Okay, well, Megan,
Megan,
who cares about your story anymore?
we care. We care.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I just don't know how we got there yet
Because we
again.
talked about Kill Bill, and every time I hear Kill
Oh,
Bill, I
yep.
gotta talk about that
Yep,
horrible
yep,
makeout session.
Yep.
Which sucks because that movie was great.
No, it is really a great movie.
It is, but not all makeouts to it are
Not all.
created equal. Okay, I've got a fan favorite this week.
Oh, well, look at you just taking the reins.
I know, right? Can you believe it?
Uh-huh.
So you know this person and have
Oh.
known this person since they were little,
Oh my gosh.
and now they're a full-grown adult and a nurse.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Since they were little, who?
This is Taylor.
Oh my gosh. Taylor. I cannot believe Taylor's a nurse. I can't believe Taylor's a grown up.
Yeah, so Taylor
Wow.
lived across the street from our cousin growing up,
Wow.
and was like the little sidekick, just always trying to run around and play.
Yep.
And now is old enough to have a career. Yeah, so when I put out that post from nurses saying, hey, put something on, and really anybody could do that. If
Yeah.
any career you're in, if you've got a weird little Facebook group for those people in that career, be like, hey, anybody have any ghost stories from work?
Yes, we'd love to hear them.
Do it. So Taylor did that for us.
Oh, thank you, Taylor.
Yeah. I said, do you have anything for me to promote for you, or do you just want to shout out because we're so proud of you for being a nurse? That's incredible.
Right.
And she said, oh, you're the sweetest, whatever works. She does have a YouTube channel that she's going to work on getting the link to. So if I get that
Okay.
before next week, I can do that.
Very
But it's
cool.
she posts stuff about nursing, and she posts a lot of dog pictures, which is cute.
Nice.
We got a lot of dog lovers in this group.
Yes, we do.
In fact, her dog has an Instagram.
Oh my gosh, I
So
love
I'm
it.
going to plug that. If you would like to follow Taylor's dog on Instagram,
Well, yeah, who wouldn't?
go to Monty Ray 12, spelled MONTYRAY 12.
See,
1 2.
Monty, that's a cute dog name.
It's a cute name. It's
Luna.
the name
Luna's
of my
so
Monstera,
cool.
but you know,
Oh, cute. Yeah, see, it's cute for a monstera.
yeah.
It's cute for a dog. Luna. It's just boring. So many Lunas out there.
Well, she finishes it by saying, whatever you want. I just love supporting you two crazy ladies.
Oh, Taylor, we love you so much.
Says, love you big.
Oh, we love you big, Taylor.
I know, that's so sweet.
Yes, when I picture Taylor, I picture like about 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
Little cute Taylor. And she is just so cute. And now she's grown up in a nurse. That makes me just feel so old. But I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy that you listen to us. I mean, that is always so weird. But we're so excited for you to be a nurse and to have your own YouTube channel. I feel like that's a big thing these days.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it means. I can barely figure out how to work YouTube.
Right. No, I do understand it more than Reddit, but that's not saying much.
Yes. I mean, I do like the accessibility of YouTube. Like, really, right now, I'm into Alabama Shakes.
Okay. What is that?
It's
like a milkshake?
No, it's a band.
Okay.
Alabama Shakes. It's a band. And there's this one song. I don't even know how I came across it, but it's like, you know, when work's getting tough, when things are getting tough, she sings this song that I'm like, oh yeah, this is my song. Like, I need to get pumped up. And I just go to YouTube, I type it right in, and then boom, I can listen to it like that. Aaron, that's what YouTube will do for you.
Nice.
I know.
Okay.
So look at you inventing YouTube, Taylor. That's amazing.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe she
Our
did
little
this?
Taylor.
Our little Taylor. She's got to be a millionaire, don't you think?
For sure. Help us out.
Good job, Taylor.
All right. Well, if you all want to try to be as cool as Taylor, you can also support us by going to our website at myskepticalsister.com, where you can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you a sticker, gets you a magnet. It gets you extra content every week, just about. $5 a month gets you all that, plus our movie night once a month, which I think last month might have been my favorite one.
Oh my gosh, it was so spooky.
It was very scary, and we just had a blast. Everybody who came, it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes. So come on, join us.
Yeah, why haven't you yet?
We have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have
Jokes. We got jokes, people.
got jokes, and I got a good one.
I do too.
So Nora told me one earlier, and I was like, I don't think you can tell that to your friend's mom, but I do think it's funny, and I'm saving it. I'm going to tell that in this next one.
Nice.
You can also rate, review, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge help. So if you're like, I don't have $3 a month to give, we get it.
We get it, totally.
But go to My Skeptical Sister and rate us on podcast.
Yeah, and then ask to borrow
Apple.
your friend's name and rate,
Yeah.
review, and subscribe us under their name.
Yeah, just start
Great.
taking people's phones
Mhm.
and rating us.
Aaron used to do that at a bar, drunk. It's
Oh,
fun.
Used to. I just haven't been to a bar in a while. I'll do it now. Yeah, so rate us anywhere you can. Follow us on our socials. We've got Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can write us in from our website or go to our Gmail at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. And if you really want to help us out, this is a big, big, big help right now.
Yes, we would love it.
Yeah. Okay. When we first found out about this thing, this little huge competition in Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
it is actually really big.
It is a really big competition, yeah.
We didn't even know that they had a podcast category, and we came in third, which is incredible.
Our first year.
Our first year we started the podcast, we came in third. It was incredibly flattering and completely shocking. Second year, we were like, oh, here we go. We're going to actually try for it. And then some ridiculous other podcasts that I've never heard of.
Yeah, they had like 2 reviews. I
They
mean,
have
no
5
offense.
reviews. They
no
still
offense.
do.
Wow, they were a real podcast, really.
Right. Their
They
last
still have
podcast,
episodes.
I looked it up the other day. Their last podcast was uploaded in March.
Mm-hmm. So if
Listen,
if they win again,
All I'm
something's
saying is it is a podcast called it's about hemp. That's all I'm going
up. I
to
was
say.
like, "Whoa, you're throwing it out there."
I'm not throwing it out. The lady looks like a narc.
Oh,
She looks like she would tell on you for doing
Aaron
pot.
Taylor.
She
Well, snitches
does,
get stitches. That's all I'm saying.
right? This is like a lure to come in
She's
here,
like,
little
I'll
kids.
teach you about pot,
I'm going to show you how cool pot
and
is.
then I'll
Just
bust
kidding.
you.
She totally looks like she would be a buzzkill. But I'm sure she's lovely in person, but also
Oh my gosh, what if she listens?
she doesn't. And if she does, then what did you do last year?
Yeah, how did you do that? Because we'd like to know.
Because I don't feel like that was legit.
No, but again, we'd like to know.
Yeah, for real. I will take back my narc comment if you help me win this year.
But also, how do you win and then you still only get 5 reviews?
And the name of their podcast isn't even the name of their podcast.
Yeah, that's what really pissed me off.
You couldn't look up the name of the winning podcast. You had to
Yes.
like go
Search their names.
circumvent how to try to find.
Yeah, see, that's
It was
baloney.
real sketchy.
That's a bunch of hooey.
So, anyways, if you would like to help us
Not
crush
be
her,
so. We'd like to help us let go of this anger.
yes, you can go to vote.leoweekly.com and then you'll find us under media, and then you go to
Which is so funny.
best local podcast and you type our name in. That's
There
it.
we go. Yeah, I
So-
mean, we are in the media, if nothing else.
Yes.
Journalists, some would say.
Correct. I know Angie said she couldn't do it from Canada, so maybe if you're out of the country, you can't do it. But anybody here could do
I mean,
it.
if you're
Anybody in
really-
America could do it.
If you're really committed, you would come to America,
Yeah, just
Angie.
come on. What's
It's just
stopping
a
you?
plane ticket away, and then you can vote, and then go back
Every day.
every day, every
Yes,
day.
You can vote every single day.
Yeah, put that out there.
Yes. So, anyways, please do that, and we'll let you know when and if we win. Nope. If and when
If and
we win.
Yep. What? We'll let you know if we win.
I have to pee so bad. You
Well,
got to say
girl,
goodbye.
Go.
No, you got to say goodbye.
Well, I have some research to do.
Oh,
I was
Lord. Okay, we'll talk to you next week.
In a bit. What?
Nothing.
La 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 la.
And also, what is that underneath it? There's a,
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, but it's. Oh, Ellie might eat it. Oh, yep, Ellie's eating it.
What was it?
I don't know.
What did
Could
it
have
look
been,
like?
Might have been a cockroach. I don't know.
Oh, a cockroach. Are you serious? How do you-
Crunchy. Do you hear how crunchy? It was a very
crunky.
a crunky. It was a crunk.
Crunky cockroach. How do you not know?
I couldn't tell what it was, Aaron. It looked like it might have been smushed, but she sure ate it up like it was nothing. So it's gone either way.
Oh, that's gross.
Also, I really don't think it was cockroach. Maybe a pecan.
A pecan. Do you say
Pecan? A
pecan?
Well, I started to say pecan. I was like, how do you say that word? So many people say it so differently.
I say pecan.
Pecan.
I also like that you just threw out to the world that I've got cockroaches under my furniture.
That's why I'm taking it back. I'm saying I don't think it really was one. Maybe it was a pecan.
Okay.
Do you eat pecans back here? I don't know. It's just
I don't
mean,
know.
It
It was no man's land back here. Unless I ever, like, I've been lucky, knock on wood, at this.
the weirdest part is that I felt it coming on. I made direct eye contact with you. Like, do you hear my throat gurgle? Okay, sorry.
Do you want another beer?
Yeah, I'll go one.
I want one too.
Oh, good. I mean, we don't have school tomorrow.
I know.
Hello, we're geniuses for recording tonight.
Oh, I thought you said we're Jesus for a minute.
We're
and I was like,
Jesus
well,
for recording tonight.
fuck, that's blasphemy right after you talked about religion. Golly.
So, speaking of dreams and sleep,
Uh huh.
excuse me.